Hello, valued viewers. I hope you're doing wonderfully well. I was talking to my friend CH about market force pressures in Japan at the moment, which was a very interesting chat, by the way. Maybe we'll delve into it at some point. And he said, oh, by the way, Cap, I've made a massive addition to my Ukrainian DCS asset pack. Hello, CH.
Hello.
Technically, you've added 4 new ground vehicles and 1 new aircraft, but I thought we would cover an extra 2 aircraft that I never got to cover. So today, 3 aircraft and 4 ground vehicles. Viewers, we'll have a look at some details, then we'll have a look at them in 3D, and then, of course, we'll make them fight. First, CH, Su-27P1M. So this is going to be an ex-Soviet fighter from the 1980s, modernized to P1M standard. Have I got that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Have you got any idea, I don't give you any time to prepare for these, but do you have any idea how many of these are still actually operational? Does anyone know?
Probably not, but if I were to guess, I would say less than 10, 5.
Wow, that's so depressing, isn't it? I have a small story. I'm sure everyone has a story, but one of these actual models flew at a air show in England once a year, and I saw it 2 or 3 times. A famous colonel used to fly it in the air shows, and unfortunately, when on the first day of the war, he was shot down and he was killed and his flanker was destroyed. But I do have a tiny little link to the conflict. I remember it well. I've still got the pictures of that particular aircraft. So, it's so sad to see that these are gone and they'll never come back, viewers. Right, so on the left here, we've got the weapons that it carries. Most of it normal Soviet-era stuff that Ukraine does run, and CH has added AGM-88C Harm that the Americans provided and integrated. JDAM-ER, £1,000 variant that the Americans supplied and integrated. That is a glide munition. ADM-160 MALD, that is the jet-powered decoy. In fact, I've got pictures. That's the JDAM-ER. That's the MALD decoy there, which we use in all our war games. I'm sure you've seen them. Brand new, added by CH, is this one here, AASM-250 Hammer. Is that the 250 kilo variant, CH?
Exactly.
A bit like a JDAM, it's a kit you add on to an existing bomb. So it's a Mark 82 with a front and rear kit. Now, the difference between this and an American JDAM is that the American JDAM is not powered. This version here is not powered, but the French one, AASM, it is powered. It has is it a rocket motor on the back?
Yeah.
Roger, which of course extends its range. The French have just supplied these to Ukraine a few days ago, and they are being dropped in anger now. So, yeah, there you go. I think 50 per month are going to be supplied. Rough ranges here. JDAM-ER, 43 miles. AASM, 43 miles. Take that with a pinch of salt. It all depends on the altitude and speed of the dropping vehicle, and of course the jet-powered MALD goes basically forever, 400 plus miles. It's all very nice, but anything to add to the Su-27?
One of the big advantages with the ASM 250 is because it's rocket powered, you can actually go very low and fire it, and it will automatically go up in the air with the help of the motor. I mean, in compared to one that's not powered, which you really need to be at an altitude to have it work.
So that's a real advantage over JDAM-ER. JDAM-ER, if you want to fire it a long way, you have to be at 30 plus thousand feet fast, which of course makes you a massive target to S-400, etc. So this one here, you could launch lower down. It will use its jet CHSN to get up to high altitude and then glide or down for the rest of the way. Next, Su-24MU, again, Soviet-era light to medium bomber, swing wing, supersonic, side-by-side pilot. Reminds me of the American F-111. What do we do? So all the normal Soviet-era weapons that Ukraine would have, plus CH has added Storm Shadow from Britain, and I think other countries, but Britain. Scalp is French?
Yep.
French. Taurus, I'm going to come back to that, and the AASM 250. Now, Taurus, is that the German missile?
Yeah, exactly. I added it because there were a lot of talk about giving it to Ukraine, but they have been stalling it for a while. But they are actually, it more or less happen any day now.
Roger, I was going to say that because we've had it in here for a while, and I just saw a thing the other day on the Warzone saying that they haven't been supplied yet, and I was like, why haven't you supplied that? Scalp, sorry, my memory's just kicking in now. Scalp, I think, is the French version of the Storm Shadow. Basically the same missile, but different names. Yeah. Right, getting there. Okay. So the Taurus has a range of 270 miles, or at least in DCS, the Storm Shadow of 300 miles, and they're all excellent, modern, intelligent cruise missiles with many systems. I even know someone that worked on programmed the Storm Shadow, so that's interesting. And our final plane today, MiG-29MU2. Again, how many are actually in service? Probably very few, if any, at the moment. All the usual Soviet-era stuff, plus CH has added AMRAAM. They're not carrying AMRAAMs, are they? Was that ever integrated?
I believe they, or were they supposed to?
I don't know.
Because all these news are pretty. They come and go, and some days they have, and some days they don't.
Roger, fair enough. I mean, it's kind of irrelevant in a way when you think about it. If there's 5, 10, whatever of these, what does it matter? As well as that, the other weapons we've seen, we've got JDAM-ER, AASM, we've got the MALDs, which you can carry 3 per pylon, amazingly. They're quite small. You can carry 3 per pylon, even for a plane like this. It's really impressive. Our first ground vehicle, BRDM-2L1. You can probably see a theme here. Another ex-Soviet APC/IFV, or ARV now they're called, Armoured Reconnaissance Vehicle? It is a scout vehicle, isn't it? It's a scout vehicle. As far as I'm aware, it's just the Soviet one with a new paint job. Have I got that wrong?
Yes, you got it wrong. But you're correct. It is one of the classics from the 60s. You have probably seen it a lot in movies. So they made a lot of these, but they were, as a lot of these old ones, didn't very well armored. And they were a little underpowered. But what they actually did with the Ukraine versions here are there were actually a couple of smaller wheels in the middle so that you could cross trenches and not get stuck on the edge. So you could lower small wheels. They are removed here, and they instead put doors on the sides. The doors are actually from the BTR-60, as you can see on the sides, because on the original version, the small crew you had in the back, had to exit from the top hatches where the gunner and the driver were. Imagine going into some sort of fighting, and because in the back you have the engine, and there's a big hatch where this is amphibious, where the jet for the running in water is placed. So you now have room for more guys inside it, and there are doors on both sides. You can exit on the sides at least.
Right, we've got a Kozak-5 APC. Is this ex-Russian or is this indigenous?
Yeah, it's a pure Ukraine.
It's got a 50 cal machine gun on the top, and it can do 75 miles an hour. That's pretty impressive. And it's obviously a very light APC, but anything to add to it?
No.
Would you say it's equivalent of a Hummer?
This is probably it's quicker and probably lighter. So it's more of a, you don't go into combat. This is to transporting people and various loads, ammunition and stuff.
Kraz Spartan. Now, Kraz, I thought was Russian.
Yes, that's wrong, because that's the Kremenchuk automobile plant or something, which is Ukraine automobile manufacturer.
Well, I've seen a lot of ex-Soviet Russian vehicles called Kraz, so I guess they were built in Ukraine, as a lot of stuff was, obviously.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, same type of thing, 68 miles per hour, 50 cal machine gun. Anything to add, CH?
This is a little heavier. It's based actually on the Ford F550, I think.
Huh. Why not?
And you can see it has. It's also used for some sort of police. You can see the red and blue all around. Yeah, exactly.
Finally, Kraz 6322, and it's some kind of cargo truck.
It's a Ukrainian 6-wheel truck from the 90s and forward. So it's a pretty modern one, which is made and used by Ukraine now, and not used by Russia.
Right, in 3D viewers, here we have the beautiful Fencer. Now, I don't want to get myself in trouble. Are these ED models with your skins and weapons?
Yeah, exactly. The aircraft, I have reused EDs, since they are good enough.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a no-brainer, really. Here we have the BRDM. Have a quick look at the lovely textures and stuff. All downloadable.
And the weapons is the standard. That's the 14.5 millimeters, so it's a little bigger than the 50 cals.
Roger. I was going to say, all freely downloadable, obviously, as you all know, viewers, and I'll put the links in the video description, blah, blah, blah. Kozak, that looks pretty meaty, actually.
Yeah.
Is it an American gun or a Ukrainian gun on the top? Because it's 50 cal.
Yeah, exactly. It's the NSV, the one that more or less were going to replace the dish gun.
Oh, roger.
Since the 70s, I think.
Roger, this Kraz looks friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing. Look at that. There's going to be some serious road rage in that, absolutely. I noticed it's got turnout hatches at the top. Are they turnout hatches? I think they are. Must be.
Exactly, yeah.
And we've got our truck. And next we've got...
And the truck is configured. It can be used here in DCS as both ammunition truck and troop transport.
What relevance does that have? Is that programmable? I know we sort of went over it last time.
If you set up missions, that's a pretty cool feature. When you do the embark and disembark in the mission editor, you can do it in vehicles, all my APCs, or in helicopters, and also on the trucks to transport large amount of troops, and then you can disembark and use them from there, and also as ammunition trucks.
Roger. Yeah, literally, as I asked that, I remember doing a tutorial on it now, so yeah, I do remember it's all there in Core Game. That was a long time ago. I've slept many times since then to CH.
I think the feature has been broken and fixed like 10 times since that's been.
Right. MiG-29, and you see what I was saying, viewers? You can have up to 3 MALs. That's super impressive. Of course, they don't have warheads, obviously. They can be smaller, but go a long way. It's very impressive. Big, what, £1,000? £1,000. Glide JDAM. It's £1,000. Have I got that wrong?
No, that's correct.
We've got some AMRAAMs on there, which may or may not be on the real ones. Not entirely sure. We've got the flanker, modernized variant, obviously, and I've just chucked a load of decoys on that, and that looks kind of impressive. Like I said, I'll probably never get to see one again in the flesh, which is so sad. Massive.
And don't forget that every one of these MALs is actually a B-52.
That's what it could look like, couldn't it?
Yeah.
The cool thing about these viewers, due to radar I can't remember. Due to radar cleverness, it can look to a hostile radar like anything it wants to, including a B-52. So it's carrying a lot of B-52s in transformer format. Right, guys, I will shoot some things now because why the heck not? This is the BRDM. 14 point what mil? Point something
14.5.
14.5 mil. Okay, let's have a pop, shall we?
I forgot to mention, they actually, when they improved the old BRDM, they actually implemented also the night vision stuff and better navigation stuff, because, as you can imagine, the original one, even though it was a scout vehicle, didn't really have anything to be scouting with.
How Soviet?
Yeah.
Get some. Wow, it's actually got recoil in it. APIT, armor piercing incendiary tracer. Roger.
Yep.
That's pretty much that. Let's do. Oh, and you can obviously drive them around.
Coaxial gun on it also.
Oh, it's got another gun. Did you say?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I can't.
The little one. Yeah.
How do I check? How do I use it?
Shift space.
You didn't expect me to remember that. Oh, there it is. Right. Shift space. Of course, I knew that, viewers. We've got the Kozak with the 50 cal machine gun. Good song. It's very satisfying. We've got the Spartan. I've got to try something. Haha, look! It has a damage model. Science is very important.
And now they are even less Su-25.
Yeah, they're even... No, that's perfectly serviceable. It's Ukrainian. It's tough. And I can't fire any guns on that. Right, viewers, time for the first of our 2 battles. And I've worked for extra realism with this one.
Okay. That's not saying much, though.
It's not saying a huge amount. Let's do the ground one first. Should be nice and simple and fun. And fun is important. So, I've changed it. So, what we've got now is a, not Korean War. What war? Civil War. American Civil War cavalry charge, of course. We've got 10 Cossacks charging the Russians, or whoever the hell it was. I can't remember now. With the BRDMs there. And I've got the other ones here, the Spartans, all right? And then, to add the realism, I found a use for the truck. This time, instead of at the rear, he's becoming a decoy at the front to suck up fire. So I think that's going to be brilliant. Against 30 Russians, BRDM from the 60s. BRDM, yep. Probably with a terrible damage model, so it won't actually work, but there you go. We've got a Hilux with 50 cal and 10 Hiluxes, so 30 V30. Right, CH, place your bets now, please.
It looks like Ukraine will have the speed advantage if you're set into high speed. I mean, they're pretty fast, both the Kozak and the Spartan.
That's important. Important for running away. Right, Here we go. Oh, immediately Ukraine are on the offensive. No return fire from Russia yet, but it's inaccurate scatter fire.
Yeah.
You should wait until you see
It's
the whites of their
everywhere.
eyes. Okay, Russians are opening fire. It's 14 mil versus 14 mil.
Yeah.
You would not want to be hit by one of those, viewers. Look at all the bullets in the air.
Yeah. Is anyone hitting anything?
No, no one's down yet. No, this is Ukraine versus Russia. No one actually hits anything. It's all posturing.
Simulated firefight.
Eventually, we're going to get close enough that someone's going to hit something.
If they haven't run out of ammo.
And remember, we've got some good old boys over there. Some good old boys over there, viewers. How's the truck doing?
So only have 50.
I told you the truck was working. Yep. Yeah, one's down. One of the old 60 BRDMs is down.
Ooh.
No, Hilux.
Okay. Yeah.
Should have got a Mercedes and another one smoking. How unfortunate for you, sir. There is zero armour on that. Oh, all the Hiluxes are going down.
Yeah. Doesn't take that much now.
Yeah, they just weren't armoured, viewers. Right, now we've got the 1960s BRDMs.
Yeah, let's see how they fare.
This is a sweet battle. We've just lost a Ukrainian. His engine's gone.
Ooh.
Oh, they're taking hits. Oh, they're going down like they're going down.
Ooh. All at once. Yeah. They it's like they got close enough for the critical
everybody.
range.
Wow, look at that. Even the friggin' truck survived. Wow, brilliant. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ukraine took damage, but they were just so much better armored. These were better armored than the Hilux by a lot.
Yeah, I actually put the upgraded sights on the newer ones as the Ukraine have already held down, so they should be better at hitting stuff than the...
Right, Russians will be very upset, but we're just doing our job here, CH. Next is going to be a little air battle, a bit of a silly one really, but I just wanted to quickly show off the weapons being fired, so off we pop. So we're going to have a MiG-29, he's going to be launching decoys, MALDs, at a NASAM site. Then we would fire some, what did I choose? Some Storm Shadows from my country, from a fencer, and then we'd follow up with some hammers from France. Let's punch it. Off we go, viewers, and of course this type of thing is being done in Ukraine. I mean, how successful is it? I don't know, but it's being done with the limited aircraft supplies they have.
Yep.
I've read some news reports that F-16 will be going to them soon, but I've been reading that for what feels like 5 years, so I don't know anymore. There we go. It's jet-powered, viewers, and it has wings, so it's basically a little aeroplane or a drone or whatever.
Yeah, they are extremely effective.
Yep. And there is literally no way of the radar that's looking at them to know that they're tiny little drone things. It thinks they just look like aeroplanes. It's as simple as that. Yeah. They don't know.
Who would take the risk?
And in real life, they're probably a bit more smart than DCS. They probably fly a bit more like an aeroplane. They probably route around waypoints and stuff like that.
Exactly. I wish I could make that happen here, but you are completely correct.
Well, it's all right. As long as the SAM shoots at them, that's all that really matters. Right, a bunch of them out. The SAM, I've just chosen an ASAMs today, viewers, because it just works with the ranges I've got involved. We'll be firing AMRAMs today. I think, in fact, I'm right in saying that Ukraine's been given NASAMs. It has, hasn't it? I'm certain it has. Because I remember we looked at this
I think so. Yeah, I think you're correct.
It's an interesting half American, half Norwegian design of an affordable short-range SAM system using existing AMRAMs, and there they go. They are, viewers, I'm sure you've all seen it before, but they are shooting the MALDs. Because, like CH said, they can't not shoot the MALDs. What if one of those MALDs was a cruise missile about to hit their latest battle cruiser or something? They've got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you can see what's happening right now. I mean, they have been using SM2s and SM6s on pretty small targets.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pip, pip, pip. A lot of misses, but that's a them problem, I'm afraid. Right, so what that's doing, obviously, is draining their missiles, and they're going to run out of missiles. Whoop, whoop. And then in come, first, the cruise missiles. You wouldn't do it in this order. You wouldn't do cruise missiles and then bombs, but I'm just showing that we can do that. And there go the cruise missiles. But what you would do is time the attack, viewers, so that the decoys went in first, or it was such that the decoys were shot at.
And I did with every release now, and also with this Ukraine pack, I have updated all the weapon data because the Ukraine war has actually given us much more data on the RCS and all this stuff, as we have seen what kind of radars can pick up at what distances and so forth. So I have actually been able to found a couple of reference points which I can interpolate and extrapolate from. Which I have done on these.
Because these have been sitting in my country and France's inventory for years. They're old missiles, relatively. But no one knows anything about them because obviously they're classified officially and they've never been used until now. So only now are we seeing what's going on. It's really interesting, viewers. You've got a sensor. It's a electro-optical. In fact, it's got a whole bunch of sensors. And it works. Yeah, we've been through this a million times. Sorry, it's doing things that I'm just doing. It's basically an intelligent missile. It doesn't just go towards a set point. In fact, they never go towards a set point. They go towards a rough point, and then it actually scans the area, compares it with maps, compares it with using AI logic on board to look for the thing it should hit. Pause. Well, I have never understood why that is, CH, because the majority of these...
it's because of all the jamming nowadays, because you can't rely on any satellite navigation. You have the INS and in combination with the sensors to find a target, because when you're getting closer, all the satellites are probably going to be out.
Right, okay. I was unaware of that, and that makes perfect sense. So it finds it by looking at it like a human eye and using intelligence to find it, which is really interesting. And it got through. Pop and pop. Right, we don't need to bomb it, but we're going to bomb it as well because we've got to make absolutely sure, CH. So we're sending in the flanker, which they are basically non-lead. These are the French hammers that have been supplied. Costs about 300,000 euros per pop. Everything is quite expensive, but war tends to be rather expensive. Off they go.
These are also in several versions. I have, this is one of the more simple one because what we can do in DCS and what we can't, but the most advanced versions can also be used with laser if you really want to hit faster moving targets. But otherwise you have the combination of the GPS, just like the Storm Shadow, and actually a imaging sensor also.
Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly. So these are pretty advanced. Even not the most advanced one is pretty advanced.
I didn't know that. I thought this was not a dumb bomb, but I thought this was a INS GPS hits there, that's it. No type of intelligence on board. Right, so that shows all this work that's been going into these various bomb units around the world over the last few years as precision, has become more essential. Right.
Yeah, I think it's rated at 1 meter CEP in the most advanced version.
You want to hit the guy on the correct leg, is what you're saying. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Right on the chin.
Well, that's how France wants to do it. It uses hammer, viewers. Obviously, you have various types to fit various bomb sizes. All of these types of units, these bomb kits, just fit standard bombs that have been sitting in stock for like 70 years. Pop. Pop.
Yeah, they just gave him a Red Bull. Give him wings.
You have literally given it wings, CH. Right, that's it, viewers. That's shown the latest additions CH has added. It's all very fun, and go and use it. Anything from CH?
No.
Bye-bye.